How to master XLeads Ninja Mode. What is up, guys? Ginn here, and in today's video, I'm going to be walking through XLeads Ninja Mode so you, as a beginner, can get a good understanding of exactly how it works from start to finish. What I'm going to be doing today is trying to give you the best Hello. All right. Should be working now. There we go. Is it working? Hello. 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 Is it working? We can hear you. Okay. Perfect. Appreciate it. All right. So what I want to do today is share with you my complete XLeads Ninja Mode tutorial. And what I basically want to do today is share with you exactly how you can be a beginner and or basic or an expert and learn some secret tips. But I really want to share a full walkthrough on XLeads Ninja Mode because I feel like, we have so many people that are so confused about how XLeads Ninja Mode. And what I want to do is just kind of clear the confusion and have a very nice walkthrough tutorial on how to do it. Now, I want to be very, very clear about this though. All right. What I'm sharing, I can't share phone numbers and I can't share emails. For some reason, YouTube really hates that and they'll take this video down, and we do not want that. So if you go to freewholesaling.com, we actually have a full tutorial on there of exactly no blur and like just screen shared. It's like hosted on Vimeo, no problem right there. All you need to do is just go to freewholesaling.com, go to the XLeads course section, and it's all going to be in there right there. And do me a favor and drop any questions about Ninja Mode you have, and I'm going to go through it. But what I want to do is go through this tutorial and show you exactly how to start using XLeads Ninja Mode and kind of do it live with you guys. Okay, we're saying no sound again. There's no sound. I will literally... Hello, guys. Can you hear me? I want to make sure. All righty. Yeah, I think you can hear me. I'm just going to keep going if I get no comments on there. So, all right. So what is what is XLeads Ninja Mode? So XLeads Ninja Mode is basically our CRM dialer. It's a texting service, e-signing, right? All these things, right? And so basically what this does for you is it lets you kind of get the entire suite of basically CRM. Like it's basically the ultimate CRM. That's the best way I like to describe it. So if you think of a CRM, it basically will handle your leads for you. It'll handle just your wholesale leads, right? Your follow-ups, if the lead's good or not, all these things. On top of that too, what it's going to do is it has a dialer, which means you can dial your leads in your CRM and you can cold call and do all the stuff. You can even do a triple line dialer. Top of that too, you have a text blasting platform because you can text your leads, email blasting, and it's got e-signing. That's all I really want to share today on this end. We'll go through some of the automations too. But basically, that's how it works. Now, a lot of people ask me, Zach, what's the difference between XLeads and XLeads, Ninja Mode, right? I'm so confused. Well, the best way I can describe it is XLeads is the classic software, right? You pull a list, you can comp, you get your 15,000 skip traces, you get free unlimited skip tracing, you get all this awesome stuff. It's just the regular software you guys know about, right? So let me share it right here. Okay, so this is like the classic software, right? You go to property leads, you can pull your leads, go filter, do all your stuff, and pull a list, right? Now, that is what it is. You can find cash buyers, all that stuff, right? This is like the classic XLeads software, right? I mean, think of any wholesaling software you pay for, which should only be XLeads, but think of the ones in the past before XLeads was a thing. That's basically what it is, right? Now, we brought up a new thing last year called XLeads Ninja Mode. And basically what this is, and I ain't lying to you, it's a free Go high level account we provide with every XLeads account. Now, if you wanted to get your own Go high level account or somebody's, version of Go high level, right? You would pay at minimum $97 a month, most likely $120, $150 a month for this. We give you XLeads and we give you the Go high level account completely combined. So basically the Go high level is free and you just pay for the XLeads, which I think is pretty dang cool. So you kind of get the best of both worlds, Hannah Montana style, but it is one of the best combos ever. And so the point of XLeads and XLeads Ninja Mode, how they're supposed to mix, is a three-step approach. Okay. So if I want to go out here and go contact leads and mix them in, what do I do, right? Well, let me give you it. So step one, obviously you pull a list on XLeads. Step two. So step one, you're going to pull a list on XLeads, right? Step two, you're going to import the leads in Ninja Mode. And then add leads that want to sell. Opportunities. Is this it? Hold on. Make sure it's spelled right. There you go. So the three steps of how you can mix XLeads and Ninja Mode together is first, obviously, you pull list on XLeads, it's skip traced, all that good stuff. Step two, you're going to import the list inside of Ninja Mode, right? And so now we could start calling them, texting them, reaching out to them, right? And once those leads say, yes, I'm looking to sell, I want to sell, then we're going to add the leads into the opportunity section, and then boom, it's in the CRM portion, right? So that's kind of how I would mix them up and throw them together. And so let's kind of share exactly what XLeads Ninja Mode shows, and we'll break it all down. And again, I know we've got some awesome questions. I'm going to get to it, but let me show the tutorial really quick here. Try to hide as much private info as I can, and just make sure this sucker doesn't get taken down. That's the best way I can describe it. So this is XLeads Ninja Mode. Again, you're going to find someone on YouTube saying, oh, this is my proprietary CRM that my team coded, and they're using Go High Level. Okay. Now, you can't provide Go High Level for free. You can only do it if you charge $100 a month, but we mix it up. And we use our ninja tips and tricks for this. But basically what it is here. So on your left-hand side, you can do some new things. This took me some time to get used to. And so you might need to watch this tutorial a couple times or go to Wholesaling.com, go through some more. But I will make this very clear. If you search Go High Level tutorial on YouTube, it'll match 90% similarities. So you can go through 5,000 videos and master it. The best way I mastered Ninja Mode was I just looked at YouTube tutorials, and then I basically just played around with it for about an hour a day for 2 months, and I got really, really, really good at it. But how I could say it for a beginner is what you want to do is let's go down the tab list, right? So it does seem confusing and it does seem overwhelming, but I promise you it's just because you're not used to the software. So remember, like I said, this is a CRM. All right. So before we get all confused, in essence, this is just a CRM. Now, let's do some add-ons on the CRM so we don't get too confused. It's a CRM with a dialer, with a text blasting service, with email blasting, and e-signing. Okay, does that make sense? So just think about it as four separate softwares. It's a dialer, text blasting platform, email blasting platform, and then a regular CRM. Does that make sense? So if we look at it on that angle, it gets a lot easier. So let me show you. All right. Okay. So again, it's a CRM It's also a dialer. It's an SMS blaster. It's an email blaster, and then it does e-signing. So if you look at it just like that, it gets a lot more simple. So it's basically all the softwares into one. So let's talk about the CRM portion first. All right. So the way basically XLeads works, and the way I kind of want to start this tutorial, is by explaining how to kind of put leads into the system. Now, XLeads Ninja Mode works just like your phone. And a lot of people are like, wait, Zach, what do you mean? How do I put leads in? And I'm so confused about how to import leads, stuff like that. Okay. So we gotta define lead first and foremost. I have two definitions of leads, right? First is the marketing lead. So basically pulling a list of 100 probates. Now I have 100 leads to call. And then you have the acquisition. And that's the best way to describe the difference. So an acquisitions lead is going to be a person that wants to sell, and we're trying to convert them from a yes, I want to sell into a signed contract. Those are the main differences here. So when I say I want to put leads into the XLeads Ninja Mode, I can technically put leads that, yes, I want to sell, and that's a good acquisitions lead. So it can use the CRM on that portion. And then we also have leads that are just lists of leads, right? That this is a lead list that I want to call, I want to text. And for the sake of this video, we're only going to call leads acquisitions leads. If I have a list of 100 probates, I'm going to call that 100 prospects. So we have prospects, which are marketing leads per se, and then we have acquisitions leads. What I basically mean by this is we are going to have prospects and we're going to have leads, which are people that want to sell. Now, most likely you're talking about prospects. How do I put prospects inside of a Ninja Mode so I can go call them, text them, and attack the marketing list, right? Okay, that makes a lot of sense. How do I put leads in? Well, if you are door knocking and someone says, yes, Zach, I am looking to sell my property, then you put that lead that wants to sell inside of Ninja Mode 2. So there's two separate ways to do this. Okay. So first and foremost, how Ninja Mode works, it works like a very, very, very fancy phone. And what this basically means is you do not want to be memorizing Bill from accounting's phone number when he calls you after hours and wants to tell you about, some accounting work you got to do in the morning. I don't know. I don't know how you live your life. But what I want you to know is you just don't want a random number like, is that Bill or is that not Bill? Right? So it's like, interesting. So what you want to do is when Bill texts you, hey, this is Bill, what you do is you add his name on your contacts on your phone. The meaning of this is so when you get a call from a random phone number, you actually know who the phone number is because it's in your contacts. Same exact principle works for XLeads Ninja Mode. What we want to do is we want to add contacts in there. So if I'm calling a lead, I know exactly the address of the lead and all the information I need. And that's going to be the best way to prospect. So first we have to do is we have to get a prospect list, put it into Ninja Mode on the contact section. And then when I call that list, I know exactly all their information. And then once, for example, somebody says, I want to sell from calling, then what you do is you go into you can go into your lead list from your opportunity section, and then you can just pull them from the contacts. So everything gets put into contacts. Here's the problem. Oh, I'm so confused, Zach, because it's like I have 5,000 contacts. This is just overwhelming. Guys, it's okay to have 10,000 contacts on your phone. It's not like you have to memorize and you have to, sift through it. Let me explain the difference. But the first thing we have to do, right, if we want to start pulling a list and getting leads and stuff like that, is going to be pulling a list on XLeads and then importing it into Ninja Mode. Now, unfortunately, importing a list on Ninja Mode is a little tricky with YouTube. So I do recommend, again, and I feel like this is a cop-out, but let me find it right here. Let me get the video. We just posted this video. Oops. How to import your XLeads list into Ninja Mode. So You go here. I just put it in the chat right there. But we just dropped a tutorial called how to import your leads into Ninja Mode. Now, I'm going to do on this one because YouTube likes this one and it's not mad at them. So I would go through that tutorial first and foremost. So I'm going to give you a very light tutorial on this just so we keep this video going. So I want to do this live and keep it live. So all these questions that you guys have, because you have some amazing questions to get it all answered. So here it is. Here's XLeads. Let's say we want to go pull a list in Knoxville, Tennessee. All right. So we're going to do Knoxville, Tennessee. And let's clear this data set out. Awesome. We're going to go to filters and let's do absentee owners in Knoxville, Tennessee that, okay, we'll do some that are vacant. Well, they're basically the same. Let's just do a vacant list. Why not? All right. We don't want anything above 250. Single family only. We're going to do individual and trust, owned for at least 5 years. Just trying to make a smaller list. Equity, 60% equity. All right, 272. I think that's a pretty good list. 272 leads, pretty good. What I'm going to do is select all, go to my leads, download, standard, lead trace, get some more information about this, and then export these leads. And what it's going to do is going to do some live skip tracing, go to exports, and it's going to export the data set right there. So we're going to be pulling this list today and doing it. All right, so we're going to wait for that to be done. And once that's set up, we're going to import it inside of XLeads Ninja Mode. And we can kind of get a little more Ninja Mode tutorials here. So there we go. Here we go. Okay, cool. Okay, so here we are. Now, remember what I said contacts? We want to add the contacts in first. Here's the problem, right? There's a lot of tabs going on here. And let me be straight up with you. Most of these tabs are absolute dookie. You do not need to use. They will not serve you as a beginner. So for example, AI agents, marketing, memberships, media storage, reputation's okay. App marketplace and all these, like I wouldn't be, honestly, if I could cover them up for a beginner for like the first couple days, I don't want to be dealing with it, right? So we need to focus on if I had to tell you the tabs to focus on, right, as a beginner, I would say in order, contacts number 1, opportunities number 2, calendars 3, conversations 4, and payments. So like just focus on these tabs and it makes it a little easier because there's a lot going on here, right? And if you go to settings, you got all these like different things. It's like, oh my gosh, what's going on? Guys, that's for a different day. We do not need to be trying to master everything instantly, okay? But now I have my list and I'm going to import it into my contacts like the contacts in my phone. So what am I going to do? I'm going to go to contacts right here. Oh, stupid. I just lost this video. Okay. Oh boy. Hopefully this video stays on. If it doesn't, we'll re-upload it. I don't know what to tell you. Man, why did I click that? Okay. I click contacts and basically covering everything on here. So, all right. We're going to go here. And of course, I zoomed in on purpose so YouTube doesn't take the stupid video down. She's probably not saying it. YouTube's police probably watching this, but okay. You go here and we go to import contacts. Click that button. Working good here. We're going to press next. And then we're going to upload our list. Now, this is kind of where the buck stops because it's where I get in a lot of trouble with the tube. So I am going to import the list here. And then I'm going to press next. Remember, create and update contacts is great The reason why we use create and update contacts is because if we have a duplicate, it never lets you have duplicates on the contacts. So that's something cool. And if it is a duplicate contact, it's going to update the information. Because you got to remember, you pull list and maybe the skip tracing changes, right? So it's very important to have that. So now we're going to go here, and I can't tell you the rest, but we're going to press next. And we're going to have to do something called mapping a field. How do I share this? I don't think I can. I can do a screenshot though. Yeah, I can do a screenshot. Okay. So let me actually put the sucker into Photoshop really quick and show you what I'm looking at. Okay. Here, I can show this. Okay, let me get rid of this part. Okay, there we go. This is so stupid, but hey, it's the only thing that keeps this video going. Okay. So what we're going to do is let me show you what my screen looks like after I played around with this. Here we go. Okay. So basically, when I go to this section right here, it's going to look like this, where it's telling me, hey, we don't know what some of these columns are. Like, for example, if I go to the left side here, where it says first name, what in the world is first name? And then you got to go to fields and say, oh, what first name is the person's first name, last name, right? But there's some other confusing ones, like property address, because it's all in one word. It doesn't map it correctly. So you have to scroll down and click property address. Now, me going through this right, there is property city. You got to go to contact, select, go to city. So property address is not property address. So property address, if you import it into Ninja Mode, it's going to be street address. I know it sounds stupid, but every software is a little different with it. And then you phone numbers, additional phones, and you basically map the fields. So you say this one's this one, this one's this one. Now, you can't get all of them instantly, but once you get at least the street address, the city, the zip code, the state, the phone number, the email, and then contact, and then additional phones, which you can just put an extra phone number and an extra email. Between you and me, you do not need to have 17,000 emails. At most, you should have 2 phone numbers, 2 emails per contact. The rationale behind this is the return on investment of calling the seller's third phone number is just not there for marketing, especially because we have to pay for texting and calling on Ninja Mode. It's not worth the money to go spend that, right? And so only phone number 1 and 2, that's how you do it from there. And then kind of go to the next tab. You're going to go press this little thing says don't import the other unmapped columns, only the ones you wanted to map. And then from there, you get this little smart list. Again, I can't share this. Can I share this? Possibly. I think I can share this part. There we go. Okay. Here we go. So this is on the next end, right? So we started it, we uploaded, and then we mapped the columns out. Now we go to verify, and we're going to verify some information. I can't go on the bottom because it's showing the personal information. But what I could do here is I could start basically this whole list that I just uploaded, right? This Knoxville, basically vacant list. For June, right? Knoxville vacant list in June, whatever. I can name it whatever I want, right? Now, what I can do, I have a choice, and this is if you're like really beginner, right? I can import this list and say, hey, I want to take this list and I want to go and call this list. Okay, that's cool. I want to take this list, I want to text them, right? So how basically requests are filled inside of XLeads Ninja Mode is by tagging. Think of it as a magic sticky note. So if I go to, I don't know, a car and I put my car wash sticker on it and I just put a little sticky note on it and I say, go wash this car. I put it on the car and magically the car gets cleaned. That's the way I kind of look at automations inside of Ninja Mode. It's like this magic sticky note, and the sticky note is called a tag. So if I tag the list to something, then something happens to it. And so let me show you an example. So right here, if I add a tag to all these contacts, and let's say I want to put the tag power dialer to this list of 272. What that basically means is that list is going to be queued to be called on top of the other lists I need to be calling, which is really cool. Now I can add multiple tags at a time and I can remove a tag. So if I don't want to call this person anymore, I can go into contacts and take the tag out. Now, if I want to go out, and there's the guys, I know this is overwhelming. Again, this will be for a little more advanced tutorial. But if I want to go, and I mean, for example, like Dispo, if this is a cash buyer, I put that there and we're going to start texting them as cash. It can get very advanced, but it can also be pretty simple. If this is a list I want to follow up with, we can do that. If they're a pre-foreclosure list, if I want to blast them on SMS, I can put them on texting and blasting. Or if you really want to be lazy, and I have no problem with this too, what you can do here is you go to add import contacts to a workflow, and we're going to put in the power dialer workflow. So it's kind of dummy proof where boom, we're going to be able to call this list. All right. Then what we're going to do is you're going to confirm and you're going to start your bulk import. So let me take this off the screen. So start your bulk import right there. All righty. There we go. And the leads have been imported inside the contacts. Now, let me show how these contacts work. I just got to Photoshop the information off of it. But basically right here, go here. Nope, that's not it. Hold on. Here we go. Okay, these are the names. These are the numbers. These are the emails. Perfect. Okay. Just adding a picture on here. There we go. Okay. So hopefully this is not too much, but basically this is going to be the contact section. And pretty much what this is you have obviously their name, John Smith, their phone numbers, and their emails. You click on the lead, which I'm going to do here, which I can't share, but you click on the contact and it's going to put up the CRM profile. So I'm going to take this one, for example. And all right, let's go. This one, I just have to screenshot it. I can't show it, unfortunately. It's very annoying. It really is. But still, I want to get this video out there and be able, you guys can access it. So let's get rid of that part. Let's get rid of this part. Gotta get rid of that part. All right, I can get rid of this part, that part. Let's keep the name there. And this one, that one. Okay, all the info's out. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. All right, now I can share this. I think I found the secret for doing this live now, which is good. Let's see. Okay, so this is basically Ninja Mode when you click on the contact and it pops up the CRM portion, right? So again, if this is confusing, please let me know, guys. We are live, and I will answer any of your questions. But basically what this is doing is, as you can see here on contacts, right? Of course, where the blue dots are, that's the actual good information. But, you got your first name, last name, general info, puts up the property address, and then you can text them from there, right? You can go text them. You see that little green dial on the top right-hand corner. You can call them. You can email them. Really cool. And you can send text and just everything's in here, right? The calendar, like it's just a classic CRM. So that is how you import a list inside of XLeads Ninja Mode. Now, let's kind of go over some more stuff on how to do this, right? So let's say, all right, we have all the leads in. I add them for calling. How do I start cold calling? It's a great question. Well, how we start cold calling is, let's go back to the dashboard. Share my screen. Cool. Okay, now what we do here is we can call two ways. Right now, I could press this little phone tab, and I don't know if I can share that. Let me see. Enable my microphone. Allow this time. Yeah, I can't share it. Actually, no, I can share that part. Okay. I click that button. It's going to show basically a dialer, and I can put a phone number in there and start calling. Well, you can't start calling until you buy a phone number. So how do you go out here and buy a phone number? Let me show you. You press, no, get out of here. Okay. You go here and you press settings. All right. So press settings. I can't show that part. Won't let me show that. There we go. Okay. So then we go here and we scroll down and we press phone numbers. Boom. Okay. So I can't show that either. No. Oh, Lord. This whole thing's driving me crazy. Okay. And this is the dummy account where we don't put any info in. So basically what we have to do here is we have to press start. We have to press add number on the phone section. Best way I can describe it, you go here and you press add number. So you press add number and we're going to add a phone number. We're going to go buy a phone number. Now, this part costs money. XLeads doesn't so just to access it for the e-signing and the CRM portion is free. It doesn't cost a dime. It doesn't cost any money at all. Pretty good. We like that, right? But also to make this very clear, right? It's not going to be free. A lot of people get upset. Zach, why can't I text 40,000 people and it's absolutely for free? It just costs money. You have to use Twilio, whatever, right? Now, if you want to start calling, you're going to have to buy a phone number. A phone number is $1.26 a month, which is really dang cheap. You have to pay for texting. You have to pay for calling. The cheapest thing you got, right? So let's show exactly how to pay for a phone number without YouTube being mad. Actually, I can't. It's going to get really mad at me. How do I do this? How do I show this? I could show this. Okay. So what you do is, I know we're playing a little game here. You go here and you press filter. And what you want to do is you want to match it to the first part of the number of the area code you want. So let me know, guys, what area code do you guys live in? And we can go buy a phone number in that area code just to show you how easy it is. So let me ask here. All right, let's see what area code we can start doing. And just to show you, so most area codes are there. 305's not there. Some like very like popular ones aren't there. So Dana says 269. All right, cool. So let's do 269. Right. All right, we're gonna filter and then I'm gonna go zoom it in. All right, we're gonna go first part. I'm gonna press apply. And why would I can't even show it. But all the 269 phone numbers pop up when I filter and I can buy one of them, which is really cool. All right. So you click it, you click the little tab here, and then you go to the bottom and you say proceed to buy. Now, if you go to Wholesaling.com or the WAP, or basically ZachDiscord.com, right? The whole unedited version of this is on there. I just can't show it on YouTube. But then you go out here and you proceed, and boom, you've just bought your 269 phone number. Now, obviously, go to billing, you put your credit card in, and boom, you can start buying the phone number. Then we start calling. So how do we start calling now? Now we have a phone number. How do I start dialing those leads? All you have to do is you have to press conversations, which I can't do. So I have to do my stupid little screenshot thing. I press conversations. All right. Lord, this is so stupid. Okay. So I'm going to go to conversations. And if you want to go do this with me, and of course, I'm going to go very slow. So if you have questions, please let me know. But let's do this one here. Okay. Phone number's covered up. Phone covered up. Gosh, why there's so much information? Get me banned on here. We good? Are we good? Are we good? Okay. I'm going to make this one red so we see this. There we go. Okay. Look at my fancy artwork. Okay, once we press conversations on that tab. Okay, share an image. Okay, so this is what you're going to see here. You're going to go to conversations. Now, this is going to show all of your texts going on right now. So if you're text blasting, this is going to show where all the texts are currently being done, which is really cool. You can filter out the information and go from there. But what you want to do here is go to manual action, as you see right there. Click manual actions. And all of the phone numbers we got are going to be right here, which unfortunately I have to do my little screen share thing because of YouTube, but that is okay. 50-50 this video gets taken down. But hey, that's fine by me. Because everyone's going to freeholesing.com after, so it's no problem at all. So these are the names. So we gotta. Okay, I think that's all I have to do. There we go. Okay. Oh, that's a bad idea. Okay, hold on. Okay, so you go to manual actions and it's going to put all the contacts and the phone numbers right here, right? And all you have to do is press let's start and it's going to start dialing for you. Then boom, you start cold calling. So when you cold call somebody, which I'm going to mute my screen and cold call somebody really quick, and I'll show you why. Let me press let's start. Okay, there we go. You're going to cold call somebody, and when you cold call them, you're going to get these 4 prompts when the cold call is done. All right. So let's see here. Okay, let's do an image. Here we go. So when you're done cold calling, you're going to get these 4 tabs. And they're going to be very, very different things that happen. And you don't want to click them willy-nilly because we have a lot of like automations inside of here customized. So you want to make sure you do it the right way. So basically, the first and foremost thing is when you're done calling somebody, if they didn't answer, you just go in here and you put no answer. If the phone's busy, you put busy. If the phone conversation is good, you can put completed. Now, the point here is if it's a good lead, you put in a lead, right? But basically, completed, done, and then voicemail is if you left a voicemail. Now, what happens if I click some of these buttons? Well, if I go in here and I click no answer, what's going to happen is we are going to prompt a text to this person, and it's going to be basically a follow-up text saying if they're still looking and if they are interested in selling the property. Pretty cool. Then from there, if you do not want to do that, just press completed and you'll be good to go. And then it'll go to the next phone and it's basically an auto dialer and it goes call, 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 call. Now, if I want to do a little more calling than that, right? Like I want to kind of do the whole enchilada. So let me stop the dialing here. If I do the enchilada, so let's go here to the dashboard. Take this, share my screen. Okay. If I want to do the whole thing, there's a wave dialer in here for about $150. You can actually go out here and get unlimited calling for $150 on a triple line dialer, which is really cool. So that is definitely what I highly recommend on that section. And then if you want to start texting, you just go to conversations and the text blasting will start right there. Now, once we have leads and they are actually interested in selling, what we're going to do is we are going to go to the contacts section. So if I go up here and if I go to the opportunity section. So I go to the contact section, we got all the contacts in there, right? But if I want to find the people that actually are looking to sell the property, you're going to go here to the opportunity section. Now, this is the opportunity section. This one's better. This is going to be basically your lead board. This is like CRM heaven. All right. And basically what this is these are going to be the leads that are interested in selling their property. And this is like how I bucket them, right? So if I called someone and they said, I'm looking to sell my property. Well, what I'm going to do is put them under wants to sell their property. Once they say, you know what, I don't know if I want to sell, or I'm thinking about selling, or I gave a bad offer, like whatever you want to put, right? They're obviously going to be in the follow-up part. They will go from wants to sell to follow-up. And then if there's somebody who has an appointment, we go here and we set up an appointment. We just click appointment, add it to our calendar. You can sync your Google Calendar, your iOS, all the calendars you can sync up. Once we lock up the deal under contract, we can press under contract. And when they're set to close, you put them on set to close. Pretty cool. You can also put how you got the lead and all that stuff. So the opportunity source, so you can track your leads. Pretty dang cool. And it's awesome. So that's how you do it. Now, if you want to lead, right, and you want to add an opportunity, all you're going to do is press add opportunities. You're going to press add opportunity, and then you're going to contact, and you're just going to type in the contact name, and they're going to match up right there. So no problem. And then you just and then this all syncs up right there. So it's pretty cool. I would put the source of the lead, so you know that. You can add tags and take tags off. And that is how you do the CRM portion of this. Now, the last part is the e-signing. How do we do e-signing on here? Well, all we have to do is, let's go to the dashboard. Here we go. Okay. So we go here to Ninja Mode, right? And what we're going to do is press payments. So you click payments, and this is where you actually do the contracts. So you see where it says document and contracts, press all documents and contracts. So let's go here. I'm going to press documents, contracts, all documents and contracts. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to press new. I'm going to upload existing PDF. And I'm going to upload my contract PDF. Now, what I recommend is you go to like Google Docs and you open up your contract, you write all the information you want, and then you upload the PDF in there. Now, what that PDF is going to look like is, let's actually upload a contract. And this is basically the DocuSign like thing. So most people pay $40 a month for DocuSign to literally get it for free, included on XLeads Ninja Mode, which is really cool. So let's pop up my contract. Let me use a blank one for YouTube. So let's go here. Where is it? Should say 2025 contract. All right. Yeah, it's good enough. So let's see. Let it process. Okay. So here it is. I can't show this. It's like an actual contract. Dang it. I can show this part. Okay. So basically, this is the contract, right? It's all filled out. So how do we actually start e-signing on here? Well, that's pretty simple. All we're going to do here is we're going to add clients, which are going to be, guess where, in our contacts. So can I show this? I don't know. Let me see. I'm going to press add a contact. Yeah, I can't. What's going to pop up here is I can screenshot and show you. This is pathetic, but I mean, we need this video to stay up. So, all right, let's see what we got here. Here we go. All right, let's get the image. All right, so when you want to add a contact, you just press primary contact, and you can just type in the name of the lead. Yeah, the lead, because they want to sell, right? And you put it in there, and then it will add somebody on there. So, for example, I add, this person on here. There's going to have an email. Boom. And then what you're going to do is add yourself. So you should put yourself as a contact. And it should automatically do that, but you also want to add that on there too. Add more recipients. Cool. And then what you're going to do here is I'm going to delete them actually, so we can actually share this the right way. There we go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add an element. I'm going to go to signature, and I'm going to put me on the buy side. Now, to be assigned by, and then you're going to have your lead on there, but we're going to put Rick on here. And then we're just going to be done, and we're going to press send. And it's going to, of course, yeah, we need the other recipient on here. But you're going to press send. Okay, let's just put the seller on here. Screw it. Okay, we're going to press, we're going to add, oh my gosh, dude, come on. Let's add just a random seller on here. Okay, cool. You're going to press send, and you get it. You have two options. You can send, actually, let me show you this. You can send via email, or you can send via text. So you can send via email, and it's going to go and try to send an email out to them. Now, how do you want the email to be sent? It's actually pretty cool. So it's going to actually tell you what type of basically script or what type of information do you want the email to show. Now you can actually press edit and edit it. All right. What it basically says, it'll say like, oh, can't show that. All right. It's going to say basically document for, Sarah Smith. Hey, Sarah Smith. Zach Ginn sent you a document. Please sign it. Now you can click here and you can write whatever you want, right? You have AI do it, like, be pretty cool. And you can have it say whatever you want. XLeads home buyers. Go out here and change the paint, the appearance, the elements, the background colors, what's visible, what's not. Like, you get real fancy on here of how the e-signature email looks like, which I think is actually pretty cool. Here we go. I'm going to hide my face on here so I don't get in trouble there. And what it's going to do is going to send it over. And basically they click it and they're going to get this preview. And they just click a button and they say e-sign, and boom, you get e-signed. Now, the really cool part about this is if you go back here, let me show you on the completed contracts that we have e-signed on this one, that if I go and click a actual like signed agreement, go here. Let's see. Here it is. Okay, all documents, and I go to like a signed one. Let me click it. Is this one signed? No, this one wasn't signed. Let me find a signed one. If we signed one on here. All right. Yeah, we definitely did. Okay. See if Rick signed this one. Yep, he signed it. Okay, so when they sign it, I can't show that. Nope. No. Okay. I'm going to open this one here. Okay. This is an old one, but it should work. Basically, right when they sign it, there's actually another PDF that is put on there. This is how cool it is. And it's basically a certified signature, just like DocuSign. Oh, can't show that. Right here. So it'll give you actually a signature on here, like a signature certificate, which is really cool. And basically what you can do here is it will give you a certification saying this is the reference number that if you have a legal case, you can actually go to billing at XLeads and we can give you more information and the back end logs. So I never did it. I never signed it. Well, here's the cool part. Every single person that signs e-signs using XLeads Ninja Mode, we actually track their IP address, their location they have to confirm, their email, and all this stuff. And so if you legally have to get in some court case and say that the seller says, I never signed it. Well, you could say, well, is this your IP address? And it's like, whoa, right? I mean, unless they have a VPN, which most sellers ain't going to have a VPN, you have a legal enforceable case because you have their IP address logged from our systems. And I believe we keep the IPs logged it'll be for at least 5 years. So as long as XLeads is here for 5 years, which it's going to be here for 50 years, until I drop dead one day, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I have my kids do it. But basically, IP address, all that stuff is all logged in here, which is really cool. And boom, then you're able to e-sign your contracts. Now, the last thing I want to share with you is how automations work. And this is kind of like a bonus exclusive because I don't want to confuse anyone, but this is going to be a secret tip. A lot of people actually don't know this part of XLeads, so it'd be pretty cool. But let's go here. There we go. Okay. 2 secrets we can show here on XLeads Ninja Mode. And they're called secret. I don't know. I don't get anyone in trouble. But let me share 3 secrets really quick. Okay. So if we go to settings, we click settings, and we go to my profile. Oh no, they moved to the phone numbers. My bad. You click phone numbers. Sorry, my bad. And you go here to advanced settings. So let me show this. So if you go to settings, phone numbers, right? And you go to advanced settings, and then you go to SMS compliance, you can actually do a secret tip with your text blasting is you can change your opt-out language. This is very, very, very important, guys. So again, a lot of people say stop to unsubscribe. I put stop using realtors. Now you got to remember the customized opt-out language has to have one of these things. So let's do cancel owning your house. So if I put this at the end of my text, cancel owning your house, guess what? So let's put their seller ID. But cancel owning your house. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. So that's the opt-out language I can put? Yes, you can. Kind of crazy. On top of that, too, you have to put some seller information sometimes. So it says your name. So I like to put this. Like my company info, by the way, is, SAC home buyers. And you can change your sender ID to, X leads buys houses. And then you can just put this. Make your sender ID. I want to buy your house for cash. And now that is your SMS compliant sender information. Now, of course, you want to make it compliant. You want to do your own thing, but like this is something pretty dang cool. And you go here and you have your message analytics. So if you want to know your texting analytics, it's going to be under messaging analytics. And if you want to go out here and know your calling analytics, you can go down here to reporting. Why did that show? I have no idea. And it'll show exactly how many calls you're making and all that stuff. Now, again, the bonus one here is going to be in the automations section. So you press automations. Now, again, I don't want to confuse anybody. I really don't want to confuse anyone. But if you want to go change your texting scripts, right? So if you want to go here to the texting, let's just do the triple tap system. Why not? It's going to be the next one. So go to the ROS triple tap system. And we go out here and we want to change our offer text. So triple tap system is a workflow we have where if you put the tag ROS blaster for a lead, what it's going to do is it's going to send an offer email, an offer text, and then it's going to set you up for a call and or voicemail. And a voicemail. It's a lot. But if I want to change the text, I can just change the template into any of these snippets here, right? Which I'm not going to do. And let's say I want to change it to this. Hey, John, just checking in on 123 Main. And that's the follow-up button. But like let's do the double whammy 2. I was seeing if you'll be interested in parting with your house at 123 Main Avenue for cash. Now, a lot of people say, oh my gosh, Zach, my texting, response rates and send rates are starting to go down. What do I do? Well, the main answer here is you go back to workflows. You go to conversations, which I'm going to cover up for a second. You go to conversations. You go to snippets, which is right here. And then this is how you go change the scripts. So the get rid of SMS, I would change my scripts just automatically. So you got to remember, we have thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people every single day that text with the scripts that I have as default. And so Twilio already knows those scripts are kind of spammy. So what you need to do if you're going to use the script, I would press the dots, press edit snippet, and I would change it. Hey, John, how much would it take for you to get rid of 123 Main Avenue? By the way, this is Zach. So I would say, by the way, this is your neighbor, Zach. Oops. And then I'm press save. Now that just changed the whole script right there. So if you start doing that, you're going to have a ton more success. And so that is XLeads Ninja Mode. Absolutely love it. And then we can go over the list pulling software. We can pull all this stuff. But what I want to do is answer some questions we have on this specifically to see what I can do to help you out. So let's go from the top and see what's going on. What's up, Mark? Hello. I am supposed to say when I call probate leads. What is the script? So Andrew, I highly recommend. So you already know, Andrew, you need to go to freewholesaling.com. That is where my XLeads course is. That is where my cold calling script and course are. So go through freewholesaling.com and we'll teach you how to wholesale real estate absolutely for free right there. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, I think, what's up, Damien? So everyone's just saying go through the script. So it's pretty cool. Andrew, like, I'll be honest with you, man. Like, we're just going to tell you go through the course because I dedicated an entire year of making that course, just revamping the whole thing. And it's really to the point. So hopefully the sound is a little better, but I appreciate everyone telling me there's no sound. All right. Thanks, Dana. Appreciate it. All right. Let's see what questions you got here. So Andrew, this is the XLeads YouTube channel. So we only talk about XLeads on this YouTube channel because I feel like if I just talk about XLeads all the time, I think I do enough on Flip with Rick and Zackin channels, right? I just feel like it's like, I just don't want to sound too like spammy for XLeads. But for the people that want to seek the information of XLeads, because I could do 7 XLeads videos a week on Flip with Rick. I can't. I'm passionate about it, but we can't do that right now. So do I need multiple AI agents for different numbers? No, you only need one AI agent, and you actually depends on the agent. So if you're using conversation AI for the AI texting, then no. But if they're answering phones, then yes. We'll do a whole AI one too. Kyle says, and where do I check conversations on conversation AI? Like not to text, but to oversee also the follow-ups in AI qualified. So that's a great question, Kyle. That is going to be right here under settings tab. Pop it up here. See, I don't want to get in trouble here. Yeah. You just go here. So Kyle, it's going to be right here under AI agents. And you can test and talk to your agent. You can assign the numbers. You can create the AI agent. So it's going to be here under the AI agent section. Dana says, do you mind showing when working a cold call campaign while in the lead before moving on to the next? How do I mark the lead for easily sorted data with campaign completed? Bad number, not interested. So this is how do I describe this? Okay. So theoretically, okay, if you press completed and you didn't add them as a yes, that automatically is a not interested. So if I call 1,000 people and I take 5 of those, I'll probably take probably 20 of those 1,000 and say, hey, they want to sell the property. They're under the wants to sell opportunities. Everybody else either got a text from us, or if they were a completed call and they were not a yes, then that was a no. So that's automatically not interested. Now, when it comes to wrong number, currently you can you can click a busy and call it wrong number. There's no call sorting on Go High Level yet. So when that comes, I will let you know. But you take the list, you pull the leads out of it, and then when they're not interested, then you go to basically the next one. And that's how you do it on that end. What is your pickup rate for calling teams So pickup rate is, I'm assuming contact rate. Pickup rate's going to be higher than contact rate. You're roughly 15, 20% depending on the list. So if I pull a regular XLeads list, you're roughly going to be 15 to 20%. If you use the single auto loan dialer, it's not spam. You can probably get up to 20. If you get a code violation probate, you might get up to 25, 30. Andrew, you should not even be calling probates if you don't even know script. I haven't been through freeholstein.com. What's up, Nick? Sending out text as we speak. Awesome, man. Michael says, I'm having the hardest time getting past the A2P campaigns. So, Michael, we just posted a Go High Level approved. And I know I've said this a lot and people are going to roll their eyes, but we had somebody on the A2P team on Go High Level record a loom of how to get A2P approved. And I said, can I post this on the XLeads YouTube channel? They said, no, you can't publicly post it on out there, but you can put it in your course or to the members in like a private community. And I said, I think freeholstein.com is pretty private. I mean, there's only 35,000 people in it, but you have to, we don't allow just anyone in there. And so it's in freeholstein.com. So if you go to freeholstein.com, I'll show you. Go to freeholstein.com, you go to classroom, and then you scroll to XLeads, and the XLeads course is going to be in there, and the A2P video is going to be on there. Let's see here. Yep, Nick's right. There are some good A2P videos on YouTube, especially Go High Level related. Zach, please contact me about my Go High Level account. I'm on a plane traveling. I have multiple support tickets. Okay, Choice. So, Choice, if you have the X plane, I would DM somebody on school. How about this? I'll make a note and we'll see what we can do to help you out here. I don't have XLeads yet. Is this broken down like in the Freeholstein course? So yes, if you get XLeads and you want to go through tutorials, all the stuff that is like unedited, right? I mean, it's edited, but like it doesn't have like the blurriness. It's all on freeholstein.com. Yes. So Michael, here's a cool part. If you email billing@xleads.com, what we can do is we have dedicated Go High Level like employees that work under us. And they're actually Go High Level employees, but like they work for us, but they work for Go High Level at the same time. We can actually go inside the servers on Go High Level because we are one of the actual top Go High Level accounts now. It's kind of funny. I didn't even know that until they started telling me this. But we can actually go inside there and see the reason why you got denied. You just got to email billing@xleads.com. And we can go there and actually figure out why you got denied, tell you, hey, this is the specific reason, and we can help you out get it approved. You just got to go to billing@xleads.com. So it'll be right here. Billing@xleads.com. Alrighty. Alrighty. See what questions we got here. So call to action is going to basically mean you don't have any opt-ins. So we can help you. So we can help you inside of billing@xleads.com figure out how to add an opt-in to your existing website or how to add it on a Facebook page. Neil says, when I get skip trace leads from XLeads, I get more than 2 phone numbers. But when importing into Ninja Mode, it only supports up to 2 numbers. Do we care about the other numbers? So Neil, I said this in the beginning, but you only want to care about phone number 1 and 2 because let's kind of, I always like to call the tale of 2 wholesalers, right? Wholesaler A, he calls phone numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. And wholesaler B calls only phone number 1 and 2. Well, if they both have a list of 1,000, wholesaler B is going to be able to get through that list in half the time. So that means within 2 weeks, wholesaler B is going to be able to talk to 2,000 sellers, and wholesaler A is only going to be contacting 1,000 sellers. How the math works, wholesaler B wins, so only deal with the 2. Love these, son. Love it. Michael, they're in freeholstein.com, man. There we go. I came from zero. What's up, man? The wholesale price on XLeads is what a buyer would pay or MAO should we offer the seller? So we're very deliberate on XLeads not to give you a MAO because then people treat that as like gospel. But it's basically a price you should roughly want to be at if you want to wholesale it. So generally, if the price is under 200 grand, that should be roughly where a buyer will buy it at. And if it's over 200 grand, that's roughly what your LAO should be, or your initial offer. So it does change a little bit. So Michael says, yes, it's going to be under the settings, phone numbers, advanced, like I showed there, and you're good to go. So guys, if you have any more questions, let me know. And of course, if you want to go check out the best wholesaling software ever, go to XLeads.com. And please, guys, if you have any questions about Ninja Mode, do not hesitate to reach out to our support staff. We get a lot of tickets, but I think we should be able to have the staff doubled in the next couple of weeks. So I've been training. Here's the problem. It takes about a month to 2 months to train somebody on the XLeads staff, like completely, because Ninja Mode is a lot. And for them not just to learn Ninja Mode, but to learn how the whole backend works to connect with Go High Level so we can get backend information, it's a lot. So we should be able to have an entire new fleet of ninjas that we've just been training them for a little bit. They should be able to come on the fold in the next week or two. So we're going to have a lot more like support agents, which is really cool. And the point of why I'm adding so many support agents is, first and foremost, I'm adding a ton so you can get your questions answered. And I'm not doing it. I'm not going to raise the price on XLeads anytime soon. Maybe I'm lying. I don't know. We'll see. But as long as you have XLeads now, you're grandfathered in on the price. But again, the reason is I want you guys to go out here and just, if you have any XLeads related questions, especially when it comes to Ninja Mode, just do billing at XLeads.com. They do billing and Ninja support. And if you have any questions about the software, like the list pulling, the comping, support at XLeads.com. Guys, if you got any value from this video, do me a favor. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe. And remember, every single Saturday, 10 a.m., I go here, going to answer questions. This was more of a step-by-step tutorial. If this video gets taken down, I'm going to re-upload it today on this channel. So just FYI. And like always, I'll see you soon. This is Zach and